From the plains of Kentucky, we are putting beasts up against beasts. We've got George T Stag 24 versus the new Hazmat Big Buck in Town George T 2025. And we're also going to look at some 18-year Bartons. Does the Bluegrass Elkwood 18-year Barton, is it better than the Calumet 18-year Barton? So stay tuned to see whether or not legacy beats craft or non-distiller producer, and is Hazmat all hype? Okay, George T Stag, everything else coming up soon, but first, some fucking Smoky Mountain Bourbon Society Knob Creek pick. This one was 115.7. It came out super low proof, like I think it was like 114.9 when we picked it. Whew, that is Knob Creek in a bottle. Nuttiness. Man, if you like Knob Creek profile, and honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the Knob Creek cast, well, what they used to call, the 120 proofers. They were just hot. But this thing is so nutty, like sweet caramel nuttiness. Doesn't drink hot, really smooth and mellow, really, really nice sipper, man. I haven't had too many of the Knob Creeks. Oh, and the finish keeps going and going. Everybody blows on about their picks and do the same. So take it with a grain of salt. Believe it or not believe it. I don't know. But anyway, Clinton Liquors still has some of these. If you don't get the sticker, hit me up. We'll get you a sticker. I might even be able to get you a one with Oscar because it's a special house bourbon version. But anyway, on to the show. So in this video, we're going to do some side-by-side comparisons. The first one is the new George T Stag. This is 2025. She's the Hazmat one. Comes in at 142.4. Please hit the like button. Please. Please. And we're going to put it up against this guy. Last year's George T Stag, 136.1. Now, I have already done this blind. What I found on the blind was, yes, the 2025 was better, but it drinks so much below its proof. That might be a good thing, might be a bad thing. Normally is a good thing, but I just didn't get any of that real Hazmat hit that I sort of like at the top end, in the mouth, in the chest, and the stomach, which was maybe a little bit disappointing. So this time I'm not going to do a blind. I'm just going to pour them and drink them and enjoy them. So 25 can go into the George T Stag. Now, don't get me wrong, George T Stag's always great. This is spectacular. But I was hoping for it to be like the old school Hazmat 2016 ones. And from my experience so far, it was not that. But this one can go into Sacrilege. E.H. Taylor. So, once again, some of the best whiskey out there, without a doubt. Colour, I need to actually put a little bit more of the good guy, the big one. So that is 2025, beautiful colour. This is the 2024. Also a great color. I would say maybe a little bit darker on the 25, but only just. Whew. Side by side, the nose is just really typical George T Stag. Fantastic. Dark caramels. Definite oak presence there. Very, very similar. And now, like I say, I did do this blind, and I found it very hard to tell the difference because on the nose, I would say the 25 is a little bit sweeter. But more than anything, so it's been open now for like maybe a week. So I thought, you know, because fresh crack can be a little bit more of an ethanol hit, but also a bit more of an ethanol hit because it's a few proof points higher. But not as much as you'd expect. So on the nose, I'm gonna give it slightly to the 25, but it's only ever so slightly. That's good. It's actually a bit better than I remember from the blind. And you know, blinds are good. They do prove exactly what is what, but for just enjoyment purposes, sometimes it's just good to know what you're drinking. So that one, delicious. This dark caramel almost has like a slight, I almost say a nut, not like a peanut, but it just does not drink 142, not even close. Like, if you were to give me that, I'd say 120 in the mouth, straight down the hole. No real burn in the chest, slight warmth now on my second sip. But, you know, if you want an easy drinking Hazmat, man, that is one of the easiest drinking Hazmats I've ever had. It's at 24. Definitely not there. Yeah, I'm gonna pause, have a bit of a palate refresher, and go back the other way. So going back the other way, 24. Ooh. Here is my spicy new sausage, Frank, or Franklin, or Frankfurter, or something like that, eh? This guy, he is going to be trouble. He does not listen. We thought he might be deaf, but it just turns out he didn't give a fuck. But he is a great friend to Oscar. Him and Oscar are getting on like a fucking house on fire. His brother, which they called Oliver, he was more of like an Annabelle. He was a little cutie. But this guy, he is trouble. So, but we wanted Oscar to have a friend, and oh my god, he's got such a friend. Oscar looks after him. He is protector, big bro protector. He's right down here making sure that I'm not going to murder him. There you go. Here we puppy back. Sometimes you just got to get your puppy a puppy. So now that I'm acclimatized a little bit to it, yeah, I would say after letting this GTS open for a few days, it has got substantially better than 24. Just all the flavors are sort of amped up just a little bit. Where when I first tried it, they just, I don't know, I didn't. And once again, I was blind, so it might have been my true feelings. Maybe I have to blind these again. But for this video, I'd already done the blind. I didn't want to do it again. I remembered what I'd thought about it. But this time, the nose is pretty similar, but the palate. Like I say, like I have been lucky enough to try the 2016 ones and the 2012, the older Hazmats, and those, when you drink them, are just something special as soon as you drink it, man. And this one is heading there. This is probably the best GTS for the last few years. No good. 2017, I don't know if I've had that, but maybe 22 was pretty damn good too. But 23, 24, 25, 25. So I think I had it wrong in some of my posts. I think it was 23 that I didn't really like. 24 was actually really good. And this 25 is just one step above 24. So if you get a chance, secondary prices on this is ridiculous because it is a Hazmat, man. They just get over that 140, people lose it. And all I would say is that the hazmatness of it, I don't believe helped it or hurt it. It could have been 139.9, could have been 140.1. But it is what it is, and it's really good. Okay, next one up for review is, this is Barton's 18. So this is the Elkwood 18, coming at 129 proof. Got that from Kentucky Bourbon Fest, and this is Calumet 18. Frank's trying to take on Annabelle. So once again, I've tried these before, and in my previous one, I always thought the Bluegrass Elkwood was the superior. A little bit more proof on it. So this really matters on Whiskey of the Year, whether I can put the Buckners in there or whether I need to get myself a Calumet 18. Oh, but I don't have to get a Calumet 18 because it's more expensive. So Calumet 18, great color. Bluegrass Elkwood. Hope I'm not saying Buckners. Bluegrass Elkwood. And this one, once again, this is not blind, but we got time for that.
Smoke got me. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that.
I think the nose on the Elkwood is just a little bit more intense. So let's start with the Calumet. Oof. That's really nice. That has quite a nice, not overly sweet, almost like a savory type note on that one. Almost like a smoked. It's got a smokiness to it. That's good. That's really good. A little sippy sip. Like that sweetness tries to come in and then gets smacked with a bit of smoky savoriness. And the Bluegrass Elkwood. A little bit more, doesn't have that smokiness, but just has a little bit more of that proof, a little bit more better mouthfeel, and a little bit more sweetness. Okay, so this one we are going to put the Bluegrass Elkwood 18. Now this is 18-year Bartons up against the Calumet 18. There's 118 proof on the Calumet and 129 on the Bluegrass. Now I have tried these before. This 18-year Bartons is really, really good, and I just sort of preferred, I thought, the Elkwood, but so just revisiting it. This is the Calumet. Oh, it smells so much not like 1792. Woof. It's really good. It has a real smokiness to it. Man, it has smokiness to it. Hey, no. Yeah, the Calumet has like a savory smokiness to it that I don't get on a lot of the other 18-year Bartons. Oh. Elkwood's just nose is amped up a little bit more, maybe by the proof, but Yep, very similar, but maybe a little bit sweeter on the Elkwood. Doesn't quite have that smoky savoriness, which I could see certain people liking and preferring the Calumet 18. I think I just slightly prefer the Elkwood over the Calumet. But let's go back the other way and have a little make sure of it. Now both really, really good. Like Barton's 18-year stuff is always going to be good. I'm really hoping to see what the Barton's 15-year comes out. If it tends to be more like this, 1792 12-year is amazing. But Bartons does some good stuff. Not cheap though, not cheap. Calumet ran about $500. The Elkwood was about $400, $3.99. So very expensive bottle, but really, really good. I thought it was like GTS-ish, but it really isn't after just drinking the GTS. GTS has an extra level of sweetness that this has a more maybe refined, savory note that some people may prefer. I think most people would probably prefer the GTS over these other guys, and that's the MSRP of GTS being what, $200, $179 or something like that. Crazy value if you can get it at MSRP, which most people can't. But yeah, I think it's a very fine line. I could see people liking both in each and either and either, but I'm going to give it to the Elkwood, which is good because I've got it. Mind over matter, maybe. It means I don't have to buy a $500 bottle, so I probably was going to say that anyway. But no, honestly, I think Bluegrass is slightly sweeter, slightly more kick and hit. So give it to the Elkwood.
George T Stagg here. If you don't like house bourbon, then you don't like whiskey. And you're probably a pussy like the E.H. Taylor, bitch.